Imagine a battlefield where the past clashes with the present. Dust swirls as two forces stand ready for war. On one side, the Roman legion 5,000 strong, a symbol of Rome's might for centuries. On the other, a mere 50 US soldiers, but armed with weapons and technology unknown to the ancients. This is a clash of empires, of tactics, of time itself. The Roman Empire, with its legions that conquered much of the known world, against the modern military might of the United States. Who would win in this epic confrontation? It's a question that sparks the imagination. Can brute force and discipline overcome technological superiority? Can swords and shields stand against bullets and bombs? Let's delve into the heart of this hypothetical battle to find out. The Roman legion. For centuries, the very name struck fear into the hearts of Rome's enemies. This wasn't just an army, it was a machine of war honed to terrifying effectiveness through centuries of constant warfare. The legion was the embodiment of Roman discipline and organization. Divided into smaller, highly maneuverable units called cohorts, a legion could adapt to a variety of tactical situations. Their signature formation, the testudo, was a near impenetrable wall of shields, advancing relentlessly on the enemy. The legionaries were not simply soldiers, they were the inheritors of a proud martial tradition. They were trained to fight as a unit, to rely on their comrades, and to never break ranks, even in the face of overwhelming odds. This unwavering discipline, combined with their tactical flexibility and the psychological impact of their sheer numbers, made the Roman legion a force to be reckoned with. Becoming a Roman legionary was no walk in the park. It was a brutal, unforgiving process that transformed ordinary Roman citizens into hardened instruments of war. Recruits endured months of grueling physical training, learning to march long distances, build fortifications, and wield their weapons with deadly efficiency. They trained with real weapons, often heavier than those they would use in battle. They sparred against each other, learning hand-to-hand combat techniques designed to kill. But it wasn't just about physical strength. Roman soldiers were taught to think tactically, to anticipate enemy movements, and to exploit weaknesses in their formations. This emphasis on both physical and mental conditioning created soldiers who were not only strong, but also incredibly tough and resilient. They were hardened by the harsh realities of Roman life and were prepared to face any enemy on any battlefield. The Roman legion was equipped with a variety of weapons and armor, each designed for a specific purpose on the battlefield. Their primary weapon was the gladius, a short sword ideal for close-quarters combat. Legionaries were also armed with pila, heavy javelins designed to pierce shields and disrupt enemy formations. For defense, they carried the scutum, a large curved shield that provided ample protection. Body armor varied depending on the period, but commonly included mail shirts or segmented plates. Their helmets, often adorned with distinctive crests, offered further protection and served as a powerful symbol of Roman military might. Beyond individual equipment, the Romans were masters of siege warfare. They employed a range of siege engines, such as catapults and ballistae, capable of hurling large stones and bolts with deadly accuracy. These weapons could reduce enemy fortifications to rubble and sow terror among their ranks. Section 5. American Firepower. Now, let's turn our attention to the modern US soldiers. Outnumbered by the Roman legion nearly 100 to 1, they might seem outmatched, but appearances can be deceiving. These soldiers represent the cutting edge of modern military technology, equipped with weapons and gear far beyond anything the Romans could have imagined. Their primary weapon would likely be the M4 carbine, a lightweight, gas-operated assault rifle capable of firing hundreds of rounds per minute. Compared to the gladius with its limited range, the M4 gives the modern soldiers a decisive advantage in firepower and engagement distance. Then there are the squad automatic weapons like the M249 saw, capable of laying down even more suppressive fire. And let's not forget about heavier weapons like anti-tank missiles, capable of taking out armored vehicles, or grenade launchers, which can deliver explosive payloads with pinpoint accuracy. Section 6. Beyond the bullet. But the technological gulf doesn't end with firearms. Modern soldiers are equipped with an array of gear that would seem like magic to a Roman legionary. Night vision goggles turn darkness into day, giving them a tactical advantage in low-light conditions. Advanced communication systems allow for real-time coordination and intelligence sharing, enabling them to outmaneuver and outflank their opponents. And then there's the concept of air power. Close air support in the form of fighter jets or attack helicopters could rain down fire from above, obliterating Roman formations with ease. Drones, unmanned aerial vehicles equipped with cameras and even weapons could provide real-time reconnaissance and target enemy positions with deadly precision. The Romans, for all their discipline and training, would have no answer to these technological marvels. Their tactics, honed over centuries of warfare, would be rendered obsolete in the face of such overwhelming firepower and technological superiority. Section 7, Clash of Titans. So how would this impossible battle actually play out? Let's imagine a few scenarios. In a straight-up confrontation, an open battlefield where the Legion marches head-on against the modern soldiers, the outcome is clear. The Romans wouldn't even get within striking distance. The modern soldiers' superior firepower and range would decimate their ranks long before they could engage in hand-to-hand combat. But what if the Romans could leverage their numerical superiority and force the fight into close quarters, perhaps in a dense forest or an urban environment? This is where things get interesting. While the modern soldiers would still have a significant advantage with their superior weapons and armor, the Romans' discipline and ferocity in close combat shouldn't be underestimated. Ambushes, surprise attacks, exploiting the terrain to their advantage. These are tactics the Romans excelled at. While it's highly unlikely they could win a decisive victory, they could potentially inflict casualties and make the fight far more costly than the modern soldiers anticipated. Section 8. Predicting the unpredictable. There are too many variables to say for sure how this clash of civilizations would end. Could the Romans, using their knowledge of the terrain and guerrilla tactics, harass the modern soldiers, chipping away at their morale and supplies? Could they exploit the psychological impact of their numbers, even if those numbers are ultimately outmatched? It's a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity that we can even imagine a scenario where the Romans might pose a challenge, but the reality is the technological gap is simply too vast. The modern soldiers possess an overwhelming advantage in firepower, mobility, communication, and intelligence gathering. Ultimately, the most likely outcome is a decisive victory for the modern soldiers. The Romans, for all their bravery and skill, would be outmatched and outgunned. Their only hope would be to avoid direct confrontation and resort to guerrilla tactics, hoping to wear down their technologically superior foes. Section 9. The March of Time. The hypothetical clash between a Roman legion and modern US soldiers is a stark reminder of how technology has revolutionized warfare. The Roman Empire, for all its might, would be utterly outmatched by a modern military force, even one vastly outnumbered. But this thought experiment also highlights the enduring importance of human factors in war. Courage, discipline, tactical ingenuity, these qualities still matter, even in the face of technological superiority. The Romans, with their centuries of experience and their unwavering fighting spirit, should never be underestimated. In the end, this impossible battle serves as a fascinating exploration of military history and the evolution of warfare. It reminds us that while technology might change the tools of war, the human element, the courage to fight, the will to win, remains a constant throughout history.